Unit pricing. So this is really important when you start to earn money and you start to buy things. You need to look for what's the best value for your money. Instead of just going and buying, yep, I'll have this. It's looking at, well, is this a cheaper product or a more expensive product if I buy in bulk or vice versa? So when shopping and trying to find the best deal, it's useful to know the unit price to help choose the cheapest one. So for example, at the supermarket, you might notice at the bottom of the ticket, it says like item per 100 grams on the sticker price. So the best way to work this out is to say, well, if I have my unit price, it is the price divided by the number of items. So you might get like a large packet of small chips, and so they've got 6 packets of chips. Well, how much is it per chip packet? So it's the same with lollies, and they can come in 2 different size bags. So you have a smaller bag for 300 grams for $2.80. And you have the larger bag of 500 grams for $4.20. So we need to find the unit price of each bag of lollies. So we set it up the same as we've been doing our rates. So 300 grams for $2.80. Now in this sense, I wouldn't try and get it down to a dollar value. I would probably get this down to per 100 grams, which is what we've spoken about at the top there. So if I want to get this to 100 grams, that means I'm dividing by 3. And I'm going to do the same to this side. So $2.80 divided by 3 gives us 93 cents. So then we have our 500 gram bag. We're going to do this one exactly the same for $4.20. So I need to get it down to 100 grams. So that means I'm dividing by 5. And that tells me that for the 500 grams per 100 gram, it's 84 cents. Okay? So just thinking about, like, look at it beforehand. Can you try and work it out for yourself, or do you need to do the calculations? Okay, so you've got your 2 unit prices here, and the next part says, well, which bag is the better value? If we look at that, obviously we're going to take the one that is less money per 100 grams. So we would say the 500 gram bag for $4.20. And sometimes it might mean that you don't necessarily need that amount of product, so you might choose, well, even though it is a bit more expensive, I'm going to buy the smaller bag so it doesn't go to waste. So there's definitely pros and cons to both of it, but if you're being a bit money conscious, that's the best way to do it, looking for that better value. So then down here, just another example, which juice is the better buy? 750 ml for $2.20 or 2 litres for $5.40. So you would set it up exactly the same. Again, I'm going to turn this into 100 millilitres. So to do that, I'm dividing by 7.5. That tells me per 100 ml, it's costing me 29 cents. And if I go 2 litres, if I think 2 litres is actually 2,000 millilitres, using those converting rates earlier. So we have our 2,000 millilitres for $5.40. I want to get that down to 100 millilitres. So I'm dividing by 20. And that tells me that for 100 millilitres, it's 0.27. So again, there is not much difference between that. Then we say, therefore, 2 litres for $5.40 is the better value, or the cheapest option. Okay, so make sure you just sum that up saying which one is the cheapest if you don't have then that second part like we did above.